This Christmas, gather round and feel better about your family, while Christopher Titus slanders his.
This is the darkest show I've ever written. I want you to know that up front. I am not bragging, I am warning you.
If you like Hallmark movies, you'll hate this.
There's a couple of bits in this show that will cause what I call hate clapping. You'll be like, that's well written, but goddamn.
Watch Christopher Titus's brand new comedy special, Carrying Monsters, streaming Christmas Eve. Pre-order now at ChristopherTitus.com. This update was filmed before we knew Matt Gaetz would pull out of consideration for Attorney General. We went forward with it because, as we know from the many witnesses in his sex trafficking allegations, that Matt Gaetz never pulls out.
I'm Christopher Titus, and this is the Armageddon Update. You know, as the doomsday clock ticks down for humanity, we welcome the holiday season. In the presidential vote, Trump's popular vote totals have dropped below 50%. Mandate my ass. Putin has dropped the requirements to drop a nuke, and Americans dropped their standard for electing a president to bankrupt, failure, pedophile, rapist. La 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 la. We are now starting to see how this second and final presidency in America is going to go.
In the wrong direction.
To staff the most important jobs in government, it's as if they decided to audition people from old episodes of To Catch a Predator.
So what made you come on over here tonight?
I'm not the only person who's been falsely accused of a terrible sex act.
Matt Gaetz
Was
for Attorney General. You know Matt Gaetz, the guy who's been credibly accused of sex trafficking minors, statutory rape. In fact, the guy he supposedly did it with is currently in jail. There are 22 witnesses who have testified to this, and it's in a report that the Ethics Committee has, but Gaetz and the Republicans don't want them to release that report. So, the crew that climbed so far up Hunter Biden's ass that they got testimony from his hemorrhoids, and by the way, even Hunter's butt polyps didn't have shit on him.
Bing, boom.
These same Republicans don't want the Americans to see the report on Gaetz, who
was
nominated to be the #1 law enforcement officer in the country. They also don't want to see Jack Smith's evidence on Trump. You know, it's always when you're innocent of a crime. You never want people to see the evidence of your innocence.
I could stand in the middle of Fifth Avenue and shoot somebody and I wouldn't lose any voters, okay?
So far, the Trump administration is stuffing the clown car with amazing chuckle humps. Stephen Miller, a dude Satan thinks is a prick. Then you got Captain Brainworm, who says Wi-Fi causes leaky brain and says there are no safe vaccines.
There's no vaccine that is, safe and effective.
Even though evidence and facts show that during COVID, the unvaxxed died at more than double the rate of the vaxxed. I haven't met a lot of people with tuberculosis or anyone who's a little poly. Thank God he brought a medical doctor to oversee Medicare, though. Dr. Oz. Seriously?
Today on Oz, defy your age without surgery.
Philippines, they don't have cellulite.
Will charcoal help end bloat?
Well, at least Dr. Oz is a Harvard-trained heart surgeon who also wants to privatize Medicare, so you have to see the government's doctor and not your doctor. Freedom! Thank God someone is finally standing up for the profits of Big Pharma. And for his head of education, World Wrestling Entertainment owner's wife, Linda McMahon. She says she loves charter schools and is a big proponent of school choice. School choice means giving money to rich schools and letting the public school system rot like a dementia patient's brain.
Including Obama. I'll tell you what, and we did with Obama. We won an election that everyone said couldn't be won.
These are sweet potato Hitler's early picks. And honestly, you can see the shit show for the poor and the uneducated that is cannonballing toward them. And we're only in the opening credits of this administration. This woman wanted to help you get 25 grand for your first house and 50 grand to start a small business. This dude wants to deport the Hispanics that voted for him. End a decent education for the poor because he loves the poorly educated. And make it so we bring back diseases that have long been eradicated. Good job, idiots!
It's like puppets.
You want to know the worst part? We are now teaching our kids not that honesty and truth, integrity, and honor are important. We're teaching them that if you're an uneducated moron, a bankrupt racist that wants to date his daughter, grabs pussy, and has a pedophile for a best friend, that they can be president of the United States. I'm Christopher Titus, and this is the Armageddon Update. And so it begins. I thought we were over this shit like 8 years ago. No, sorry, gotta keep going. How long do we got to do this shit, you know? And it doesn't even make a difference. The more I bitch about it, the more people go, you know what, man, you're full of it, man. That didn't happen. Yeah, we have video of it happening. We have it written down. We have him screaming. Ah!
Guys, don't miss Christopher Titus's brand new comedy special, Doomed to Repeat, and Rachel Bradley's new special, Beauty for Ashes, on tour now. This weekend, November 22nd at the Orpheum Theater in Twin Falls, Idaho. Then, November 23rd at the Knitting Factory in Boise, Idaho. Then next weekend, November 27th at the Improv in Ontario, California. For more tickets and tour dates, go to ChristopherTitus.com.
So the crew that climbed so far up Hunter Biden's ass that they got testimony from his hemorrhoids, and even Hunter's butt polyps didn't have shit on him. That's probably the best joke I've ever written for this. Hey everybody, Christopher Titus Podcast. How are you? With me as always, the lovely bombshell Ray.
What's up, people?
I'm the Highlander.
There can be only one.
The clown car. It's funny. We're in the opening credits of the next administration, and it's the worst movie I've ever seen. You know?
This song is...
It's the beginning of every Three Stooges short.
It's so I'm laughing out loud every time this announcement happens, because it's literally he's just choosing, like, what other reality TV person is he going to pick for a position in the fucking government?
But we're not even. I only listed a few, but Peter Hegseth. I was just brought up something from Peter Hegseth. Peter Hegseth.
He was a Fox News host.
He's done military.
Right.
But he's in the military.
And he's got a tattoo of "We the People" on his forearm that he flexes.
You mean "V's the people"?
By the way, you know who he's hiring to run basically the law enforcement? What's the branch of law under Matt Gaetz? The cop from
Chips?
No, the cop from the Village People. Yeah, he's going to be running that now. I want to point out something that happened last week. David Shatra, Ray was at her sister's our last podcast. I'm sorry I didn't do a podcast last week. I had my best friend died, and we have to go to the funeral on Monday, and it was a really rough week, and I had I think my soul had been already sucked out of me by the election, and then it got sucked out until there was no soul left. But Resist Ideology on Instagram cut a clip of our podcast together and showed.
Oh, no shit.
You're on it. Shatra's on it. I'm on it. Yeah,
that's real nice.
For like 5 minutes, yeah.
Well, convenient.
See what happens when Ray doesn't show up? I think that
that podcast did very well, I think.
That's about right, given today's world.
Hey, the woman's gone. Let's watch now. That goes to the election.
Right.
Next guest, Andrew Tate.
So, Shatra. Shatra's in the Andrew Tate area. But it was a great podcast, and
Was it great?
We talked. Well, Shatra. We talked about tariffs and went after it really hard, and they cut the whole thing together about how it was our podcast. I'm like, why is someone with 150,000 followers on Instagram putting our podcast? It's cool. I was like, all right,
hey, go for it.
And here's what I want to talk about before we go any further. We will always tell you the truth. You know, I'm watching the news. I'm listening to Katie Tour. I've never heard someone fucking spin themselves up. By the way, try to get me to stop saying the F word. To spin themselves up and twist themselves to go. They're like some guy, they were a pundit. Again, the news is not the news. It's just pundits. We're going to tell you what's going on. We're going to tell you what they did. We're about to go through the clown car people that he's nominating and tell you what they're about and what they've done. But I remember when I was growing up, Dan Rather, Walter Cronkite. Not when I was growing up, I wasn't around, but Dan Rather and they said, here's the news. And they would tell you the facts about the news. And now it's just about, what do you think? And some guy said, here's what Katie Tour did. Some guy gets on and he goes, what I think is what's going to happen is these people are so unqualified to a person. Yeah. Every single one of them is the least qualified to run the biggest government on the planet, a division of that government, that this is going to come apart quite well and very quickly. They said very quickly, we're going to see problems and people are going to go, wait, what did we vote for? And Katie Tour on MSNBC goes, I don't know about that. I mean, I don't know. It's going to take quite a while for it to unravel. It could go pretty well. And I was like, what kind of chaos agent are you? We have zero evidence that this man has ever accomplished anything. Again, I'll say it. He failed at selling food, water, and vodka. He actually had steaks. He had Trump water and vodka. They all failed. He had an airline. Failed. He had a football team. Failed. He tried to start his own football league. Failed.
You know what else failed? A charity.
Yeah.
How do you fail a charity?
He bought pictures of
technically,
himself.
I know how. I'm just saying.
He didn't fail. He stole from it.
raised the money.
He
just then stole it.
He didn't fail. He got the money.
I'm saying
he just didn't give it to the starving kids with cancer.
Starting a business, there's risk involved, right? You have to raise money, you have to put it, you're taking a risk. When you start a charity, you're just going to collect it and give it. There's not a risk there.
You have a party a couple times a year and you give a lot, and people give you checks, and then what happens? Well, you spend the money on pictures of yourself, and then you let your kids buy cars. So now the entire family cannot be on the board of any charity in New York. They're like, hey, you suck so bad, you can't give them money away. That's how bad you suck. You can't you're such an evil prick. You can't give money to people.
But you can be president.
Yeah.
Twice. Jesus Christ.
See, and I just got my soul sucked out of me again.
You have a lot of souls.
I didn't even
cat.
He does, doesn't he? That's 3 so far, right?
Regenerates
1, 2,
them?
3.
3.
Yeah, like a liver. He regenerates souls.
Yes. After the first ad, a little bit more soul will be back.
So what happened? So people don't watch the news anymore. The only reason I watch it now is to get what's going on, and then I do a deep dive to figure out what's really going on.
Yeah.
But I got to tell you, you guys want the news every week? Come here and tell people, because I am we will always give it to you the truth. And 2 people that comment all the time. You read the comments all the time?
I never do. I don't have any idea.
Yeah,
it's opinions. I don't want opinions.
Well, no, it's this one. Everything you said's a lie. You got Trump derangement syndrome. Everything you said's a lie. And you know what they never do? Guess what they never do when they say I've lied about it?
Give facts?
Counter.
To the contrary?
Yeah, counter anything. Give me any kind of, there's stuff they said that didn't happen. We literally have video. We put on the podcast video of him saying it. They're like, that didn't happen. That's him. That's him saying it.
I put timestamps in certain things to match it up. And then when they ask, and you ask them directly.
When you enter the comments,
nothing. And it's like, crickets.
They never do. And also, anybody weird name and 4 numbers? Russian.
Yeah,
That's Russian bot. I'm sorry.
Isn't it weird how we've moved past that, though? Do you remember how we were so aware in the first 4 years of Russian bots and that whole thing, Schlegel 45709 or whatever? And now that has sort of become just part of it. Yep. I don't even think of, when you just said that, I was like, oh yeah, I forgot. Yep. There's a whole bunch of them in St. Petersburg in a windowless building, just cranking out, pictures of Trump with pecs or whatever.
Yeah. Well, you know what I started doing now is what I'll do is someone writes something heinous to me on whether it's Threads or Blue Sky, which I'm on now. Or even the YouTube channel, I go check first. I go 3 followers. Delete. Yeah. If someone's like, it's not the only time you ever get a good response, it's usually someone with between 5,000 and 8,000 followers who's trying to make a point about what if they don't like Biden, they will do. Oh God, some guy. You ever see someone on our comment section? And by the way, I answer you guys a lot. So if it's good, great. If it's not, I usually answer the people that are just out of control wrong.
Do you read all of them?
No, I go, I scroll down probably. I always go to the recents and just look at them to see, because it'll tell you, it's like doing a comedy club. You know if a joke's good or not instantly.
It's either a bot or
that's the worst part of it. I don't know why you think that's a good thing.
Oh, because I want to see.
Knowing that your joke was bad instantly is actually the worst part of doing comedy.
That's true.
And you're like, no, this is why I do it. It's the same thing as that heinous horror.
I just know the next show I'm not going to do that joke like that. I'm going to rewrite it. There's been times I've done jokes where I'm like, I know this is funny, and I've beat on it for 6 months till I figured it out.
Yeah.
There's some jokes that I've held on to way past their expiration date. And sometimes I hit it. 90%, if I stick with it long enough, I'll figure out why it's my initial thought was funny. So these people are complaining and complaining and complaining. You have TD, Trump derangement syndrome.
That I've seen that.
Let's be clear about what deranged means. Deranged means that you're believing something that is not true. You're seeing something that doesn't exist. You are imagining something that never happened. That's deranged. We actually go, here's the video, here's the report that's been vetted by reporters, here's the 10 different sources, here's where he did it, here's where he said he did it. Now after he said he did it, he blamed this guy. After he said he did it, we give you all of that, and you go, that didn't happen. You're deranged.
No, then they flip to, well, it doesn't matter. Everybody does it.
Yeah, that's the new.
Everybody, they're all criminals. You know that.
Both sides.
I don't like
Both
either.
sides.
I don't like either one.
Yeah, one side wanted to give you $25,000 down payment to help you buy a new house, and one side wanted to give you $50,000 to start your own business, and one side actually attacked the Capitol and tried to kill its vice president. One side also said COVID didn't exist and 1 million people died. One side said you should take horse dewormer, which study after study after study said
I actually would argue that they have Trump derangement syndrome.
That's what I'm saying.
Because we could just stop at he had to pick a new vice president because he tried to have the other one hanged. As his followers smeared feces on the wall of the Capitol that they had broken into.
The Patriots, who said they're patriots.
We actually, see, this is the other thing. They don't get the irony, or they don't get what the definition of derangement syndrome is, because we actually did a commercial for Trump derangement syndrome.
I forgot we did do that.
And flipped it as them, put it towards them. Do you have fits of rage, yelling things like libtard, deep state, or constitution that you've never read? Do you quote Hitler or the Bible that you've also never read? Do you hate immigrants when your parents are actual immigrants? Then you may be suffering from TDS, Trump derangement syndrome. Side effects include following cult leaders blindly, taking women's rights, banning books and calling it freedom, or hating Joe Biden, then taking credit for things Joe Biden did. Ask your doctor about Trump derangement syndrome. TDS has been shown to flare up in red states and cause inflammation in Donald Trump merchandise. And JFK is not coming back from the dead.
Aren't we tired of talking about all this?
Yeah. How many years ago was that? And yeah.
4 more years.
I'm getting look. That's what I thought.
I'm gonna say you guys need to stay healthy, and it's more important now than ever with AG1. One of the best times to have AG1 is during the holidays because I am eating crap and drinking more, and AG1 is like the one thing that keeps me feeling well and having energy when I need it. I quit taking all my other supplements. I quit buying expensive probiotics because AG1, it's a powder. You put it in, a scoop of it in with water, shake it up, little drop of D3K2.
I squeeze a lemon too.
Shaky, and there you go. You squeeze a lemon into it.
I squeeze a lemon into after I mix it. I squeeze a lemon into it. Gives it a little more pop. I like a little pop on my AG1. Can I tell you this? Every time I take it, I get up in the morning now. I've started getting up earlier. Well, I got 2 days in under my belt.
Hey, 28 days to go. Then you got to have it. Come on.
You've got earlier waking derangement syndrome.
She's so mad today. So
he set an alarm at 6:30.
What is it called?
And I got up at 7
in the morning. 6:30. Well, so did I, because I can't go back to sleep after.
So she's the person that I live with is very, very doesn't matter. I better get up on my own with absolutely no noise at all. I better have a kitten just pat me on the head.
Just with
if he wakes up, it's
just with the sun.
So AG1 to get up. I have AG1. I have some little carbs. I'll have like a perfect bar, and then I go in the gym. And man, by the time I'm done, I just feel so good. AG1 has always, since the day we started using it, made a difference in my day. I appreciate it.
Better gut health for me, better recovery after workouts, better energy. That's why I do it before my workout. What are you to notice?
I feel like, how everybody feels like they're living on the edge of death and danger right now.
Like metals running through your body?
Yes. It feels like after I take it, it's like a relief.
Like 45 minutes, like 45 minutes, right?
I'm
you
good,
just go,
I'm good.
All right. Okay.
75 vitamins, minerals, whole food source superfoods, adaptogens, prebiotics, probiotics, you name it. Go to the website, read the ingredients. That's what I did before we started taking it, and you won't believe it. And then you'll think, holy crap, is that what my body needs every day? I can't eat all that. That's why I need AG1. So holiday season, try it for yourself or even gift it to someone that you think could use it. It's a perfect time to focus on supporting your body with an easy and actually surprisingly delicious health drink. And that's why we've been with them for so long. We love this company. Yep. Every week of November, AG1 will be running a special Black Friday offer this year for a free gift with your first subscription, in addition to the welcome kit kit that comes with the vitamin D3K2. Go check that out. drinkag1.com/Titus to see what the gift is this week. That's drinkag1.com/Titus to start your holiday season off on a healthier note while supplies last.
Invented by a guy who didn't do it for money. He did it because he couldn't get something that would help his gut.
Makes a big difference at holidays.
Also, guys, I want to talk about advertising. Another comment thing. I got an email because you can actually want to email us. You can email us. We'll read them on the ChristopherTitus.com website. I also want to mention this. Carrie Monsters is coming out Christmas Eve at 12:01 a.m. Christmas Eve. It's going to be available to get it. So you can pre-order it, but it'll be released on Christmas Eve.
Very excited about that.
90 minutes.
Best special.
And
Best
I want you guys to know,
seen.
I've decided, we've decided not to. It's funny, man. There's so much comedy, and no one is putting up an offer that we accept, that we're like, nah. And because I'm a fan of Prince, we've decided we're going to do it. So if you guys love the podcast and you love what we do, please get it for a special. Also, there's some new shirts, dude. The Zero Side Effects shirt came out great. And I love the old Titus shirt with the wussy on the back.
Looks great.
Guys, go to ChristopherTitus.com. There's some good stuff. But I wanted to say that we are to a point now where I got an email, and this is this woman, if she's from like Germany too, she was furious that we had advertising. She's like, you know what, you guys, I like your podcast and you're very funny, but man, the advertising are so annoying. And I was like, you mean for the free podcast that we don't charge for? You mean the free thing that we bust our ass on every week? You mean the laugh out loud Armageddon updates that we put together, but you're mad that
full on production with graphics?
We try to figure out a way to pay for that.
And by
we
the way,
need to keep these lights on.
have you heard of other podcasts? How anybody else supports these?
I just wrote her back. I said, stop watching our free podcast.
Yeah, exactly.
Thank you.
This is why you should not be answering
No,
emails.
I don't. You got to remember. Look,
we need someone else to answer our emails.
No, well, Jordan does it sometimes, but she wasn't there. Here's what I will say. I am to the point now where I don't care anymore. And I know some of you feel like this. I've been reading a lot about it. I'm not reaching across any aisles. If you're an asshole, if you're a Karen, if you knew what this guy did in his last term, said what he said about everybody, the racist, misogynistic douchebag he is, you knew what he did, and we saw his record last time, and you still voted for him, I'm not reaching across the aisle. I'm not your buddy. You know, it's so funny they started complaining, oh my God, you guys are already just so anti, we should all come together. No, we're not coming together for a guy that wants to X half of the country, take women's rights away, and do what he's going to do. We're not doing it. So guess what? You can either listen to the facts here. We will always give you facts on what's going on. That's why you don't watch the news. Just come to the Titus podcast. I'm so tired of
Pete Hegseth thinks that women should not be allowed in combat.
Right.
I mean, are we really going back in time on everything?
But also,
it's almost comical if it weren't so tragic.
You should read about Pete Hegseth, because this guy's going to be in charge of the military. Holy shit.
With not any experience in that realm.
Did you bring it up?
I have read about him.
No. I'll read it.
I have a list of all of his appointments.
You're not going to
how
believe
unqualified each one is.
I love that we have to now rely on level-headed, common sense Republicans who are going to deny that these people.
Here's the other thing: the Matt Gaetz report, the House report, was supposed to come out, right? Yeah. And suddenly, these people who are so terrified and freaked out about child pedophilia and child pornography and child and academic libtards, suddenly there's an investigative bipartisan report that's supposed to come out to tell whether or not this guy who could be in a very powerful position did that, and they want it buried. Wait, do you mean it's not about the kids? Is that what you're telling me?
It's supposed to be about the kids, but it's not. See, it's about the kids when it's Puff Daddy. It's about the kids when it's Epstein. A Democrat, but it's not about the kids when it's a youth pastor or a guy running a church. It's not about the kids when it's Matt Gaetz, who literally has 22 different people they interviewed and testified that said, yeah, there was a woman that said, I was there and I watched him rape this underage girl. Well, it's not real rape; it's statutory rape, because I guess she.
Okay, then it's fine.
I'm just trying to be clear. But let me. Secretary of Defense. So Pete Hegseth is going to be the Secretary of Defense. Lloyd Austin is that guy right now, right?
Correct. Okay,
Lloyd Austin is a badass 4-star general.
Correct.
Military his whole life, badass, on top of his game, understands war backwards and forward. Pete Hegseth is a dude that was on Fox News. Now, so a military veteran, he served in Iraq and Afghanistan, received a Bronze Star and other commendations. Okay, military, okay. But for the top job in our military,
there's a lot of people
who got
to that.
Yeah, there's my cousin Scott has this. He was an EOD tech. By the way, I would much rather have my cousin Scott, and because he's more qualified. Previously run the Concerned Veterans for America, a Koch-funded right-wing advocacy organization where he served as executive director from 2012 to 2016. Concerned Veterans for America had a few dozen employees and a budget around $15 million during his tenure. In that role, Hegseth hired his younger brother, because that's a big thing with Republicans. Huge thing. Yeah, you got to bring in the family. How can we spread this money around? Who had just graduated college to a well-compensated media relations position at CVA. Hegseth funded a small pack. Now, let me check this out. And managed to raise about $15,000 over the years he worked there. $15,000 over the 4 years he worked there. This just veterans group. They only raised $15,000 in 4 years. I raised $15,000. If we did it for the Salvation Army, we did 40, right?
Mm-hmm. So military industrial complex. That's a good thing.
In one night. So $15,000, 1/3 of the raised funds were spent on 2 Christmas parties and reimbursements to Hegseth. So here's the other thing. Hegseth says women should not be in combat roles. Again, this is the head. This is going to be our head guy of the military.
I think Tammy Duckworth would have something to say about that.
Yeah. There's a couple of people that would have some.
A couple.
People that would have some.
She gave her legs and part of her arm and then volunteered to go back.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's a readiness issue.
Yeah. Okay. I'm straight up.
Parts of women can be in the military.
Yeah, exactly.
Not
that's
woman.
What he doesn't want. He goes, how? He'd be like, got her legs blown off. Nobody wants to sleep with her now. That's this dude. That's this dude. I'm straight up saying we should just not have women in combat roles, Hegseth said. According to Hegseth, everything about men and women serving together makes the situation more complicated, and complication in combat means casualties are worse. What? What are you talking about? Dads push us to take risks. Moms put the training wheels on our bikes, Hegseth wrote in the 2024 book, War on Warriors. We need moms, but not in the military, and especially not in combat units.
When did we...
Wait. I gotta keep going with this dickhead
because it's crazy.
There aren't enough lesbians in San Francisco to staff the 82nd Airborne like you need, and you need the boys in Kentucky and Texas, North Carolina, and Wisconsin. And he said in the podcast, women have there's not enough lesbians in San Francisco. What the fuck is going on? Like, it gets worse. Like, I hadn't read this. This got worse. I thought this was going to be boring.
It did take a turn.
Did you write this? You wrote this.
I didn't write this in the Armageddon update.
You're doing a bit.
Okay, Hegseth also paid a woman who accused him of rape to sign an NDA. He needed a non-disclosure rape agreement. The woman reported she was raped by Hegseth during an October 2017 conference for the California Federation of Republican Women in Monterey, California. The woman reported the incident to the Monterey police, which investigated incidents but did not file charges. Hegseth, through an attorney, claims the encounter was consensual. So according to the Washington Post, however, Hegseth paid the woman an undisclosed sum to sign a non-disclosure agreement. Asked whether Hegseth paid the woman to sign the NDA, Hegseth's attorney said there's no other skeletons to come out. So Hegseth published a column.
That's not an answer to that question.
And no, it's not. Hegseth published a column in college that claimed having sex with an unconscious woman is not rape. What the fuck? Again, I said this on the Armageddon update. You weren't able to hear it, but I said it. I said that basically it's central casting, but they're going to catch a predator. Hey, send that guy. The guy that Chris Hansen got. Yeah, send that guy.
It's like currently sitting at, what is it, like 86 or 87% white, predominantly male.
Yep.
I mean, it doesn't.
Is there any black people? There's Indians.
In no way does it represent the half and half split between men and women or the diversity of the country.
My God.
This episode brought to you by Harry's. Speaking of diversity, because they have a German factory and that's diverse.
They have a German factory where the 5 blades are made and they're surgical, and that's how they can keep the prices so amazingly low.
Harry's is one of our all-time favorite companies. ever, period, full
Our first
stop.
advertisers too.
Yeah, we just use
They're old school.
everything of theirs like crazy.
I smell like their body wash. Hello, my face today smooth as a baby's
hair
butt
paste.
because of Harry's. My hair paste. My hair is
I like that you did
fights
this.
gravity.
A little white
Harry's. That really is not a good sales technique.
I love this. Is also a great time because it's Christmas or it's coming up on it, and it's a great time to have the trial set with the whole shaboozle all together in the really pretty box for Christmas gifts. And you get everything that anyone could possibly need in this box. So you get the German engineered blades that they make in their own factory that, by the way, last forever.
Yeah, you get the German blade.
I use blades. I use them every day.
Yep.
And I use them for at least a couple weeks.
Much longer than you used to. I remember
Could never before.
Before we found Harry's, you would go through blades.
Yeah, that was
Way
an
more than
expensive
me.
habit to shave
But
these
also,
legs.
even if you,
Also in that box, you get. I was in. Just
Sorry.
finished the. You get that 5-blade razor, the weighted handle, the foaming shave gel, and a travel cover, and you get that for just $3 at harrys.com/bombshell. You can also customize your delivery options. You can schedule your refills if you want to for as low as $2, which is probably less than half of what you pay for other brands.
yeah.
I recommend setting that up because when you run out, it is full panic because
We start going through drawers. We've done it. We don't do it anymore.
And your legs look
We're
like
on the
this.
Prescription, but also you don't
Exactly.
have to go to the Walgreens and have someone come have the guy come unlock the safe where they
The
keep
new
the razors.
codes.
Yeah, and frisk
Yeah.
you.
Yeah,
And
they- beep boop 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 boop. Bzzz, hand.
retina scan.
I was gonna do it.
Oh, yeah,
Come on, see, they're already on top of
Oh
me.
my gosh. And you just said you're already on top of me. And I think
Well, I
you meant
remember
to
the
say
jokes.
on top of it.
On top of the jokes. that
Yeah,
we're doing
man,
it.
you're already on top of me.
Yeah, man.
Uh,
And it just got weird again.
I
It's
sent
your
you
fault.
an Instagram post yesterday. Who was that? Jackie Chan. And did you watch it?
No, I
and it
didn't
was
see it.
all about how music can change the context.
Uh-huh.
Who's the American fighter that would have fought Jackie Chan? And they're facing off in their gi. And if you put like Time of My Life or Sexual
Looks like
Healing,
they're dancing.
it's amazing because they take off their
Yeah,
gis
it's very acrobat. Yeah.
and they look, it is like the creepiest video. I can't believe you didn't watch that. So get that whole trial set, get shaving products that always deliver, try Harry's out, get started. It's a $13 trial set. If you were to pay for it, you just pay $3. That's at harrys.com/bombshell. harrys.com/BOMBSHELL for a $3 trial set.
And also, you ever feel the thing where like there's someone, there's a relative in your family, you get a present for, but then everybody like when you order open presents at our house, you get like there's 30 presents. I always feel kind of guilty with everybody else. So what I'll do is I'll buy a bunch of Harry's boxes and go, oh, God, use this too, and everyone gets a Harry's too.
Yeah,
And then it's
look
an
at all these
extra
things.
bonus thing.
I spent $3
Those
total.
are the best
You can
gifts.
feel the uncomfortable weirdness while she's opening. Harry's for you too.
They're actually, I mean, we have given them, everyone we've given them to,
Goes,
they've
"Whoa."
become converts. It's
Yep.
pretty
Yep.
crazy.
All right, so we good?
Are you back on Hegseth?
Yeah. Well, I just
Or are
want
you on
to
a
point
whole
out.
list of
There's a list. I'm gonna do Hegseth right now, but here's the problem. This guy's going to be in charge. Right now, we have an amazing Colin Powell level dude in charge of our military.
Yeah.
Okay, we have Lloyd Austin is amazing. So Hegseth. Published a column in college that claimed having sex with an unconscious woman is not rape. Well, he was a student at Princeton in 2002. Hegseth was the publisher of the Princeton Tory, a right-wing student newspaper, or right-wing.
white?
It's a white wing. It is definitely white
It's a
wing.
white wing.
A student newspaper. In the September 28, 2002 edition of the publication, flagged for popular information by the Will Davis of ARC Initiative, blah, blah, blah. Hegseth published a column that claimed having intercourse with an unconscious woman was not rape. The columnist claimed that rape required both the failure to consent and duress, and women who are passed out
Holy
cannot
shit.
experience duress. And here it is.
Oy.
The amusing and mandatory orientation around whether an instant. Oh my God! And then they did a skit about it.
Okay, so
Holy God!
let's move. Let's
Serial philanderer, making him a target for blackmail. He's been married 3 times. Divorce is 4 by 2009. Marriage is all because of Hegseth's infidelity. Married to a second wife, Hegseth had a daughter with a Fox News producer, a woman he'd been having an affair with. His second wife filed for divorce in September, a month after the child was born. Oh my God! Hegseth criticized criticize injured veterans who receive government assistance. On April 5th, 2019, a few years ago on Fox News, Hegseth criticized veterans who receive government assistance for injuries sustained during their service. That's my cousin. Hegseth bemoaned that vets groups encourage vets to apply for every government benefit they can, and it's my niece, can ever get after they leave service. He argued that absent a chronic condition, accepting benefits violates the ethos of service because it makes veteran dependent on the government. Holy shit.
You can see really why Trump likes him. Right? Trump is a serial grab him by the sleeping pussy guy. And
it's all loyalty with him.
Of course.
If you were on Fox and the whole time just kissed his ass, you get to run the Department of Defense. What? It's like, what about McMahon? He just announced today, Vince McMahon's wife for education. What?
She likes charter schools and she wants school choice. School choice, and I brought this up in the Armageddon Update, means that they're going to give money to rich people to send their kids to private schools while the poor people get to go into a failing public school system because we won't have a Department of Education anymore. 2016, he actually praised waterboarding, blasted the Geneva Convention.
He's the guy that said that he wants, you don't have to read it.
He dismissed moral concerns about the use of nuclear weapons, pushed Trump to pardon service members.
So we can understand.
Hegseth pushed Trump to pardon service members convicted of war crimes.
Yeah. He's the guy that, remember the guy that posed with the bodies of the people that he killed?
Is that him?
He's the guy that lobbied Trump to pardon that guy, which Trump did. Don't you remember? That was one of the big scandals we covered.
And here's the biggest thing. Guys, World War III, it's like everything they're doing. Hegseth said the United Nations should be shut down, and you're going to put him in charge of our national defense? He's the one that wants to purge
whatever he deems to be a woke general or admiral. They're already making a list, it's been reported, of people that they want to court-martial.
Wow, Project 2025.
Milley would have been at the top of that list if he were still active. Of course, who knows what they're going to try.
He's got a white nationalist tattoo. Hegseth said the two with the biceps said Deus Vult, Latin for God wills it. The phrase, which is its roots in the First Crusade, has been appropriated as a rallying cry for white supremacists. Hegseth is a member of the Christian Supremacist Church. Hegseth said rising Muslim birth rates were causing a slow motion 9/11. Hegseth, and by the way, I want to point this out. Wisconsin or Michigan, Muslims overwhelmingly voted for Trump. One guy put out a thing, goes, we were conned.
No,
you weren't conned.
They're regretting it, I think, now.
You weren't conned. You saw what a fuck up he was for the last 8 years.
Yeah,
what are you talking about?
That. Yeah, that's no excuse.
The girl in Monterey actually went to the ER and got a rape kit.
Hegseth promoted editorial. So it wasn't like she just got mad at him because he didn't call her. She actually went that night and got a rape kit.
She went.
Hegseth promoted editorial comparing same-sex marriage to bestiality. And that's just the top. Those are just the hits from that guy. So here's what we're doing. People don't spend any time sitting down. And I've not heard any of this on the news.
No.
This is all stuff he's done. Do you know why they're not doing it? Because Trump has said he's going to go after the media.
Yes.
So with the media, and we had two people. Listen, there's this phrase that patriots use all the time. I'd rather die standing up than live on my knees. And it's so funny to watch how fast these people that said that phrase dropped to got knee pads and where they were down.
Oh yeah, it's crazy. They're not even saying the things they were saying 2 weeks ago about him.
No, they're not.
It's incoming President Trump. Please don't put me in prison.
You're only going to get it here until I fall out of a 6-story window.
Stress shows on your skin too, and you don't want that. And also, it's cold and the heat's on, and there's all kinds of bad food, and there's all kinds of stuff that's going to make your skin look bad. So, highly recommend OneSkin. I love OneSkin for my face, I love it for my eyes, and I love OS One Body. I use all three. I have the travel of them too.
It's different than any face lotion that you've ever let me use, because I'll put in she taught me to moisturize years ago, so that's how I look this good at 75. But OneSkin, for whatever reason, it has a different reaction, especially on this massive forehead. This basically this air base of a forehead that I have.
A lot of real estate,
and there's a lot of room. There's a lot of room up there.
I think I'm going to move up there.
Yeah, it's a good view.
So instead of just targeting the symptoms and masking it, OneSkin has the proprietary peptide OS1, and it actually is going to the root causes of aging.
Because they've actually done lab research.
And changing that at a molecular level, getting rid of those dead cells that cause us to look old and changing that. And that's why I love that one thing I love about it when I put it on, because my skin is so sensitive, it's not scented. It does not smell like perfume.
No.
It actually just smells and feels clean. The body too. And my skin instantly is like, instead of breaking out in a red rash, which so many other things make me do. I don't even
RFK
know
Jr.
why.
is going to put it on his throat. I heard.
God
That's
bless
what's.
him. That means we're going to have to listen to him for 4 more years.
Yeah, but it's like I remember when Luke took off Darth Vader's helmet, and you're like, oh my god, it's RFK.
Vaccines are bad.
So, one skin
Vaccines
scientist
are bad.
found that OS1 peptide reverses skin's biological age by reducing those dead cells I told you about by up to 50%. They did a third-party 12-week clinical study and found OS1 was clinically proven to strengthen the skin barrier, improve your skin health markers, and diminish visible signs of aging. Wrinkles diminished in 87% of the users in that study. So, yeah, you need this. OneSkin is the world's first skin longevity company. It addresses skin health at the molecular level, targeting root causes of aging, so your skin behaves, feels, and acts younger and looks younger. It's time to get started with your new face, eye, and body routine at a cheaper rate today. Get 15% off with code Titus at oneskin.co. That's 15% off at oneskin.co with promo code Titus. And after you buy it, they'll ask you where you heard about it. Type in that you heard about it from Titus
And
Podcast so they know that we sent you.
You using it is kind of like putting beauty on beauty. Me using it and making me look. I mean, I'm old. I still look pretty decent.
Yeah. She's like Windex on a diamond.
We
Exactly.
only have
It's
one
exactly that.
body,
Square
one
it.
skin, and
It's
only
perfect.
you can choose to make
Perfection.
it better. Age healthy with one skin.
Energy Secretary Chris Wright. Wright is the CEO of Liberty Energy, a fracking and oil feed services company, as well as a Trump donor. That's going to be in charge.
They're
of
all
it.
Trump donors. That's what McMahon is. They all are. It's if you don't go read this list. What about Matt Whitaker coming back?
Who's Matt Whitaker?
That was his acting, because remember everybody was acting
During
That's
the first
how he got around
term?
it. Now
Yeah.
he's going for recess appointments, which, be very clear, all he's doing with recess appointments is trying to consolidate power into one branch of the government.
Yes.
And this is a test this December. If the Senate allows this to happen, which a lot of them
It's
are
over.
signaling that they're going to let it happen, it's over.
It's over.
It means that he is unilaterally deciding to do what he
Right.
wants to do, and there's no checks and balances anymore.
Homeland Security. Christy
Matt
Noem.
Whitaker was the former acting AG, and now he's coming back as the ambassador to NATO because what? He has experience for neither.
The woman that shot her dog in the face,
Yep.
she's Christy Noem is going to be a Homeland Security Secretary.
She does a mean YMCA though when she's trying to cover for dementia-addled patient on stage.
Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy, who said in an interview, and I just watched it, he said there are no vaccines that are safe.
Yep.
So, and here's the thing about vaccines, which we've all come up with. And by the way, this clown car is crazy. Like, I don't remember a time in my life where it's just been fuck up after fuck up after fuck up, like horror show, horrible person. Stephen Miller he was the first time he built camps. In America, we had concentration camps, and it's going to happen again. So Robert F. Kennedy Jr. So I did this research on vaccines, and if you look at it, they did a study on people that got vaccinated, people didn't get vaccinated during COVID. The people that got vaccinated died at half the rate of people that didn't get vaccinated.
What about what happened in was it Samoa?
Samoa, he said they stopped using vaccines for polio.
Yes, I think
polio,
so.
and they had a polio outbreak. So here's what the problem.
He started running ads in Samoa, and it measles death. He started running
measles.
anti-vax ads, and you can watch the rate. I think it was
measles.
more than doubled after that because people believed him.
But here's why. So here's how dumb everybody is. Because at one point, listen, 100%. If we were all intelligent and someone said recently that between 10 to 15% of the population is smart, the rest are just surviving and trying to get through. And they're willing to believe anything. There was a guy on the street did an interview and he said, he's just asking people questions. And he goes, he had stopped this girl, this young girl, and he goes, where's the Great Wall of China? And she goes, Japanese?
Oh my gosh.
It's actually in the question. It's actually the answers in the question. So, and this happened. I mean, he did 15 different questions about just literal easy first grade shit. And everybody of this new generation got them wrong.
Wow.
The morons.
How about the fact you were going to say something?
Go ahead. No, go
Okay.
ahead.
So how about the fact that the spike in can I change my vote after they voted? What is a tariff? Are tariffs bad? After they vote. After.
Yeah.
How
you
do
mean
I change
Google searches?
The Google
in,
search,
yes.
for that. How do I change my vote? If you cast your vote without doing your homework, it's on you. You fucked up. You fucked it up for all of us.
Well, actually, the
Thank you.
people that messed it up for all of us are the Democrats that stayed home.
Yep.
At least those people exercised their civic duty and went and voted.
Yeah,
the amygdalas voted the same.
Yeah,
greatly misinformed.
If you're regretful about your vote with Trump, good. But if you join the resistance on the B side, okay, fine. Yep. At least you did your job. You're right. I wrote a thing, so people are like, oh, these stupid people that voted for him. Like, the stupid people that voted for him, 2 million people less voted for Trump this time. Okay. Right. But 15 million less voted for the Democrat. Now, the problem is that you have all these pissy, over the top, virtue signaling lefties that are like, you know what? I don't like her policy on this certain one thing. So if it's not what I want, then I'm not voting. I don't care. Just let it go. Yeah. Well, that's what you did. And that's what you got.
And now we got this situation.
Yeah. So sometimes you suck it up. Listen, sometimes you suck it up and you take a little bit of a hit somewhere to get it through. You know why? Because that's your choice. Yeah. I'm going to do.
I don't like the choices. I heard that yesterday from a friend, actually. So I'm assuming she didn't vote. I didn't like either choice. But those are your choices.
Exactly.
Yeah. Vanilla or chocolate. I don't want either. I want ice cream though.
Okay.
But this one has poison in it.
Yeah. The chocolate has
but
poison.
either way, those are your choices.
Yeah.
So
you have to eat one. This one has poison.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm going to vote for something else.
Yeah. I'm baffled.
There's also a new conspiracy theory going around about Elon Musk and Starlink and how that got involved and how the Democratic areas voting booths were bombed and all these other things.
Yeah, see, I said I wasn't going to address this on this podcast.
We'll do conspiracy hour.
It's out there.
I said we should do a whole podcast about just to get it out.
All right,
just get them out.
All right, guys.
And then
guys, next week, Thanksgiving week, we're going to just go. I'm going to gather
hypothetical news.
These are hypothetical. We're going to gather up all the bullshit conspiracy theories of this election that the left did, and then we can go after it. And by the way, I voted against this man, and we've done this for years. Yeah. We know, you know why? Because we're intelligent and we read. Yeah. It's at one point I want to go. You guys don't understand that. And it was only 4 years ago. We saw what he did last time. 1 million of us died. No,
now COVID is a hoax. The whole thing is a hoax.
Oh, yeah.
I have families sending me the House report on how the government misled the American public on COVID. And my niece said she read part of it and she goes, it's talking about masks. And she goes, they even said that. It's better than nothing. We're not saying this is perfect, but it's better than nothing. But now the narrative is, I can tell you this because of my family, it's fake. COVID, completely fake.
So all those dead bodies.
And by the way, do your balls stink? I don't know. I just wanted to say this opening line of these.
Is that
okay?
Yeah.
That's the ad. That's ad copy?
Yeah. I just think it's fascinating. Okay, you don't answer the question.
I guess I'm going to keep saying the F word then.
No.
If one of our advertisers starts there, I guess.
Here is what I'll say about Mando. I think, actually...
If you talk about my balls right now, we're going to have we are going to have trouble.
Okay, Ken.
Happy to talk about my balls.
Why don't you talk about Wyatt's balls?
I don't know about his balls.
I don't even want to. Okay, we have to start over. I have to go back.
My son, my 14-year-old, puberty smells like a football locker room. Used to.
Yep.
Now that he takes Mando. He smells like...
He takes it. He eat it. You're making him eat it now.
It's so bad. It's in his head. It's everywhere.
We had Jen around when he was 12. Trust me.
Put it in his toast.
Yeah, we would have made him eat it.
So Mando is clinically proven to block odor all day and control odor for up to 72 hours. Please don't test that. Please don't go 3 days without showering. But let's say if you're volunteering in Darfur, then you might want to take Mando and test that 72-hour thing. But otherwise... use it and your lady and family will be happier. It's a whole body cream. Well, actually they have several things, but they have the whole body cream deodorant, that you can put everywhere, safe to put in all the crevices. And then they've got the wipes for good on the go that you can throw in the glove compartment when he gets out of school.
When your bidet is out of function.
Before you get in the car, wipe yourself down. Before put your backpack down in the car. That's fine, and then wipe yourself.
Deodorant. You love the deodorant.
So
That's the thing that you use.
So I here's what I didn't understand. Whenever we get every time we get a new advertiser, I'm like, okay, what do they do? Oh, it's a new deodorant. I'm like, well, how we all the science on deodorant has been done, right? Nope. This one is so we went snow skiing. This is when I started using it. I had it. They sent us some. I had it at the cabin. I was like, I already use it because I want to use because
This is the solid deodorant stick, right?
Right. If we don't use a product, we don't sell it. We just won't do it. We won't whore you guys. We're not going to whore you guys out. We love doing this podcast, and we don't need to do it if we don't want to. So, use it at the cabin. Skied all day, and got back. And usually, I take that the clothing will hold in the stink, and then you let it out. It's like
whole funk band came out.
Yeah, exactly. Usually. I got back and I took I have the my under what do they call it, under whatever,
underoos,
base layer,
my base layer. And I was like, wait,
you actually exclaimed.
I go, hey babe, I don't stink.
Because you do, not you, but the generic you
I'm
cook up a
dude.
good. Not you. I just mean when you're skiing all day.
Yes.
Because you're cold and you're bundled up inside there, you are cooking up a stew. And when you get home, like Elvis in the comeback special in those leather pants, he was making soup. He was making chowder.
You are like Elvis in the '68 comeback special. Nice reference. Little. It does reflect on our age, but okay.
No. I wasn't alive when he did it, but I saw it later once I decided that I was in love with Elvis, and wow.
My father hated Elvis so much because my mother was in love with him.
It's a brand new special on Netflix, just came out. You're right on time. Go
ahead. Mando's starter pack, which is what Wyatt started with. He needed all the products. It's perfect. If you're a new customer, it comes with the solid stick deodorant, the cream tube deodorant, 2 free products of your choice. You can do the mini body wash, the deodorant wipes we were talking about, whatever. And you get free shipping. As a special offer, that was offer and listener. New customers will get $5 off a starter pack with our code Titus. That equals about 40% of your starter pack. What is wrong with me today?
You're rushing because you want to get the dogs to the groomer.
I've missed it. It's over. That equates to over 40% off your starter pack if you use code Titus at shopmando.com, shopmando.com. Please, also same thing. Support us by telling them that you heard about it from us. Smell fresher, stay drier, boost your confidence from head to toe.
Do you know I had the same problem when I was doing the Armageddon update?
I still got to pay for it, but she's there now.
Yeah. Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick is going to be a Commerce Secretary. Currently serving as co-chair of the Trump transition team. Yep. Notably publicly embraced Trump's tariff plans, which, by the way, tariffs and deportations started the Great Depression.
Have you covered Dr. Oz? I can't believe you've skipped right by Dr. Oz.
That's a new one. Dr. Oz. Now, here's the thing about Dr. Oz. So I did cover it in the Armageddon update. Dr. Oz is actually a Harvard-trained heart surgeon. He's literally a legit badass doctor. That being said, he also has a degree in business too. So he turned that into something. Dr. Oz wants to actually take Medicare and he wants to make it, it's called co-care, but he wants to privatize Medicare. So you can't go to your doctor anymore. You have to go to the doctor they send you to. So freedom is what I said in the Armageddon update. We are to a point now where he's putting in this group, just like Putin, these guys are going to be rich oligarchs, Veterans Affairs, ambassadors, Education Secretary Linda McMahon, a Small Business Administration during Trump's first term, currently serving as co-chair of the Trump transition. He expects her to span school choice in every state and empower parents to make education decisions for their children at the helm of the Department of Education. He also wants to end the Department of Education. So guys, the clown car is deep. Deputy Chief of Staff for Policy, Stephen Miller. This is the guy who wanted to do the Muslim travel ban. That was found to be unconstitutional. Several Muslim majority countries of family separation. He's in charge of that. Expected to lead efforts to enact Trump's immigration crackdown in his second term. Borders are Tom Homan. Talked about cracking down immigration, overseeing the southern border, the northern border, all maritime and aviation security. This is literally a fascism how-to. Yeah. It is like, let's get all these dudes that are totally unqualified. Because what happens is, the problem Trump had, and I'm going to get back to vaccines because I wanted to say why people are so freaked, why people hate vaccines now. Because of vaccines, You guys, people don't understand. Before the vaccine came good, people died of shit. Someone pointed out that there was, go into old graveyards, there's a shitload of babies. Yeah. There's like born, same year, died, same year. The babies were dying all day long. Do you know why? Because we didn't have vaccines. Yeah. So then they invented vaccines. And vaccines go back to George Washington, by the way. So that being said, well, now that we've got all our vaccinations and we have herd immunity, generation after generation after generation after generation, we don't have those disease that just took out human beings. Mm-hmm. So people are like, we don't need vaccines. Look, we're all good. We're all healthy. I have an immune system. Motherfucker, you have an immune system because you got vaccinated.
You got 5 shots when you came out of your mouth.
5 shots before you, yes.
Tuberculosis, measles, polio, obviously. Right. Tetanus.
Right.
35 shots.
I got 5 shots. Nice reference. Good pull.
That's another old reference, but I learned from you.
That's a good pull. I like that.
We could do a whole vaccine video with that song.
I'm just looking at it. Just every single one of them. Department of Government Efficiency.
Can't believe we got to put up with Marco Rubio anymore. No, they called
Marco
it that.
Marco Rubio's the one
they named it after. They named it after the Bitcoin.
Yeah,
it's another they're going to hustle their own Bitcoin to make money through. Yeah. Oh, it's a conflict of interest. Okay.
Do you know Marco Rubio's the best one? He's the one with the most.
Yeah, he's like the most. He's like, okay, well, he's the most normal one.
You know, but that isn't that okay? So now I've covered the vaccines. Also, so what this does is, his first term, he had all these actual literal people that could do their jobs, right? And then they all made him look stupid. Then they all quit, said he looked stupid. So now he's got a bunch of like bench warmers that he can just tell to fuck off, and they will. Mm-hmm. And he will bury, if something goes wrong, he will bury them, and he'll get new ones, and it'll get less and less and less. We have stupefied the government to the point where people need to understand how screwed we are. But Elon Musk, it's funny to watch Elon Musk go from this guy who kind of was a hero to me a little bit, what he said.
Used to be, he was on your list.
Mm-hmm. He was, and then now he's like
Justin Timberlake, Ryan Reynolds, and Elon.
And then I watch him now, and I realize how dumb he actually is. How dumb and thin-skinned. He put out a thing on X. If you call me Fat Elania, because people call him Melania, if you call Fat Elania, Sissy SpaceX, or something else, you will be blocked from the site.
Wait, free speech, I thought.
No, that's what he bought it. Free speech for everybody. No, just for him.
The guy that scares me the most is Tom Homan, who has a made-up name, Border Czar, which was a made-up name they made for Kamala that wasn't real. Right. But now they are making it a job title, Border Czar. And my niece actually said, she's 22, she hears things more plainly, and she just goes, Czar? Like, as in Russian?
Like Russian czar?
And I said, yes, actually. I saw several clips of him at rallies. Have you seen what he said about what he plans to do? Yeah. The largest, he's all bloated and red-faced with spittle everywhere, screaming about migrants, and then drops the mic every time and waddles off stage angrily.
Crack-fueled Alex Jones.
He is going to deport more people, he said, the largest worldwide ever.
Is he the Exorcist guy? Was he the guy who was like waving, had the cross
he was
up?
Swearing. No, that was the guy after him. No, he's like a big loud guy. Wait, are you talking about the church guy with the bullet helmet and the bullet? No, he was mega hat.
He was like real red faced and like had
I like that we have to go wait. And then there's what about the guy with the bullets on his head?
We have to describe. It's funny how we have to describe, but we can actually find them by the crazy. I go, what crazy shit were they wearing? Oh, that guy. Yeah, I know that guy. So we are in a dark place, people. And I watch the news. Guys, keep coming here. I'm not going to stop until I fall out of a 6-story window by accident.
It feels heavy and it feels hopeless, but I would say now is not the time to sleep on anything.
Also, I watched Joe Scarborough and Mika just bow to him. And did you see what Trump wrote after they met with him?
Understand, guys, this is Morning with Joe. These people have been speaking out against him, and now all of a sudden they went to Mar-a-Lago
to kiss his ass.
Yeah, but everyone's afraid that he's going to actually put them in prison. I said to my sister, well, I'm really counting on you guys to get me out of prison. And she said, no, Ray, that is not what this is all about. That's the other side.
What other
That's
side?
what the mainstream media, the liberal mainstream media wants you to believe. But actually, we're about free speech. Trump is all about free speech. And she goes, I guess you're kidding, but that's not what we're about.
That's not what Trump said.
Wait,
I know.
We're actually quoting the guy. We're not actually saying, the liberal media is saying they're going to arrest everybody.
He said he wants them shot.
He has a very good sense of humor.
I'm done with all these.
So
what I'm telling you is that I'm really I've been diving in and looking at the other side's stuff and social media, and I'm looking at comments. I told you today, people fervently believe the exact opposite. And for all of our sakes, I hope that you guys are right. Yeah. But again, we're just reporting on what he said and what he did and what the verdicts were and the indictments. And, he
got away with it. I cannot believe that he got away. He got away with stealing documents. Yeah. And then he held on to him for a year to where the FBI had to raid his property. Mm-hmm. He didn't just give. Now, the difference between Biden did the same thing. No, Biden goes, hey, look if we got any documents. And Mike Pence did the same thing. Do we have anything? Oh, guys, here, come and look at my house. Go look through everything. The difference is that Biden and Pence instantly said, here's everything we have. Please look for more. Trump held it off and then hit him in his shitter. That's the truth.
Oh, no. But also be very clear. It was boxes upon boxes that he had moved.
We have pictures of
it.
Lied
about them. We
have pictures.
Was paying people to conceal. His lawyer, who's now going to be deputy to Matt Gaetz,
we're super fucked.
Made notes where Trump told him to conceal, and then he testified that Trump told him that. And the content of those documents were the level of nuclear secrets, the kind of documents that my niece said that you would have had to be signed into a SCIF with other people there, close the SCIF to view whatever it is. That's what my niece was in intelligence. And yes. And so it's very different. If anyone compares that to Pence or Biden again, I'm just going to have to jump. I'm at the end.
And we've got that. We've got basically the lying, the campaign finance laws about Stormy hush money case. We've got the taxes. He owes like $250
Bonnie Willis,
million.
that whole thing.
Bonnie gone. It's all gone away. And these are the people that beat on Joe Biden and Hunter Biden for 3 years and couldn't find anything. And they kept saying it. And they're going to let this guy off. The hypocrisy. Yeah. It's amazing how full of shit the Republicans are. They're so full of shit that I'm to the point where I don't see another side to it. Putin came out today and he said that we have lowered. I was going on a walk this morning and he's lowered the level of when they will use nuclear weapons. There used to be a thing they had to hit. They've lowered.
What about NATO?
The threshold. NATO's going to be there. So
Michael Bolton.
Really?
John Bolton.
God damn it! What's he running?
How would Michael Bolton?
This is going to be a great sounding speech.
Musician. How would Michael Bolton tell us that Trump is going to end NATO?
Hold on, let me warm up.
Toss your hair.
Yeah. Tell us, Mike.
There you go.
I opened for him once. I did an opening for him.
Let's hear it.
NATO's gonna go.
NATO is gonna go. You can't not make it rock. It was
you're right. Yeah.
It was definitely not easy listening enough.
So John Bolton said
that his goal was to end NATO, and that if reelected, he would. And now here we are. But a lot of people said a lot of things, like economists with Nobel Peace Prizes and 4-star generals and admirals
that worked for him,
and all of his former cabinet members and people that he hired. And he made Karl Rove and Dick Cheney centrist.
Sit next to Kamala Harris.
44 cabinet picks from his first term. 40 of them
said no.
Said this guy's fucking insane and whatnot. This is worst case scenario. Absolutely.
Yep.
We should also talk about, before we go, the recess appointment thing. This was only based on, speaking of George Washington, back in the day when it took a month to go down the street because you had to climb over rocks and shit. They might have to go, all right, we're going to wait for you to get here. Because so you can cast your vote or whatever, but we don't have time.
I'm coming in from Missouri. It's going to take a while.
Yeah.
Very. Wow, that was awesome. Are you ready for?
Yeah.
What are we doing? Are we doing
Fun facts.
Are we back to fun facts?
Yeah, well, we have to.
Can't do 4 years and you are ready.
It's too depressing.
It's fun facts. Fun facts. It's Highlanders. Fun facts. I'm so out.
Oh, Michael Bolton, we need you now.
More than ever.
If you smell almonds,
You're having a stroke.
That might not be a stroke. It might be worse. It could be a comet. Okay.
Interesting.
Comets smell like almonds, rotten eggs, urine, burning matches.
Ew.
Oh my God. So as the comet's hitting our house, it's not the dogs peeing.
Yes, it's
No, it probably is. They're Yorkie males.
Oh, right. It's definitely the dogs.
Definitely. Probably both.
traces of hydrogen sulfide, ammonia, sulfur dioxide, and hydrogen cyanide were all found in the makeup of the comet. They need Mando.
Yeah, this comet
does your
needs
comet
more.
stink? Does your comet ball stink?
Do your two comets stink? Promotional postcards were even commissioned in 2016 carrying the pungent scent of a comet.
Actually, it would be a comet ball and tail. Because they have
Very nice.
Yeah.
One more thing is that there's a comet coming called Apophis.
That's what made me think of this.
That's Apophis that Neil deGrasse Tyson did a thing where it's going to cut between Earth and the satellites that are 18,000 miles out. And he said that it's going to miss us. Supposedly, it's going to miss us this time. But if it goes within this green zone of 600 to 800 miles, it's going to get close enough to the Earth where the Earth's gravitational pull will actually whip it a little closer. So when it comes around 14 years later, it will hit Earth.
Hey.
So it's going to hit us during Trump's fourth term.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
No, Don Jr. Don Jr.
Friday night, come see us at the Orpheum Theater in Twin Falls. Saturday, Boise Knitting Factory. Then Happy Thanksgiving. We'll do our conspiracy crazy tinfoil hat. We need to make our own little tinfoil hats. Everybody, that's your assignment. You can be creative. Express
guys,
your individuality. Bring your tinfoil hat.
I've had something happen with this new show, Doomed to Repeat, that has never happened. Usually when I'm at the level where I'm reading it and I'm learning it, you can let you talk about it because you see it. You'd be hard on me if I wasn't. I've gotten 2 standing ovations in the last couple nights that I was like, I'm reading it.
Yeah, huh?
Like it's not good
You're not
yet.
even
He's not going to be reading it this weekend, though. He's going to know it. He's going to be performing, and then imagine how crazy and raucous it's going to be.
I got a new bit though. I'm going to have to read. I have a new
He is constantly writing.
I have a new piece that I wrote.
Also coming up, Grand Rapids Wealthy Theater and Detroit Royal Oak Music Hall.
And Seattle coming up at the end of the year. Our last gig is going to be at the Neptune.
Spokane Knitting Factory and then Seattle Neptune Theater.
I'm so glad
that's
going to
be fun.
Seattle people, I got to tell you, thank you. Every time that's our last gig of the year, it's almost like I just feel like it's the peak. It is the peak and it's the beauty. Thank you guys so much. Guys, thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Do me a favor, go to ChristopherTitus.com, hit our fourth wall page. It is awesome, man. The stuff the shirts we got, we're going to have shirts for every album. So your favorite album, you can get a shirt for it. And come see us on the road. The new show's great. She's blowing the roof off every night opening. Ladies and gentlemen, for myself, the lovely Bombshell Ray and the Highlander, later.
Peace out.
Look at me, anyone.